Welcome back to Mona's Take. I am your host, Mona Rose, and we're here to talk about everything reality TV. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything I have coming up. And don't forget to leave a comment. Share with your friends. Alright, today's video is on the live feeds again. From last night. It was a struggle to even get anything worth telling you guys about because it was so boring last night. But I did get a few tidbits. We'll talk about the upcoming comp tonight, who I think may be in it to win it, and a little of the conversations that went on last night. Stay tuned. People are acting on a whole nother level on that. Can't wait to see that karma train coming through. Choo-choo. Mood of the day. Really? You gotta give us more credit than that. Some people, buckle up, buttercup. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. So, today is eviction day. Today is the day that Daniel will be getting the boot. Nothing has changed. Everybody seems to be on board. Nobody's scrambling. If it goes through, it's going to be the first eviction that we've had all season that wasn't a blindside. The first 3 evictions that we've had were crazy. This one seems to be going well. Daniel has succumbed to the thoughts that he's going home. He knows he's going home. He's going to try to blow up a few people's games in the process, but everything seems to be going smoothly. The comp for tonight is going to be the wall. I'm thinking, since last week they said they weren't having have-nots for the week, I'm thinking the have-nots will return tonight. It will be the first 4 people that fall off the wall, or the HOH will have to nominate 4 people to be have-nots. I also believe that the bestie twist is going to end tonight. I don't think we'll be seeing another twist for a little bit, which is going to make a lot of people happy because I know Jasmine and Turner are so ready to get rid of each other, they can't stand it. A lot of conversations going on last night. It wasn't about the eviction tonight. It was about next week. What everybody wants to do for next week. Jasmine, Indy, Terrence, and Alyssa are convinced that Kyle and Joseph are joining them going forward after this week. So, Alyssa, Indy, Terrence, and Jasmine are all saying that they're going to nominate Monty. Well, the leftovers are also saying that they're going to eliminate Monty just to keep that side of the house calm. Like, that's the plan. Everybody knows the plan going into next week. Monty's going to be on the block. When in reality, I think the leftovers have finally decided that Jasmine is more dangerous than Alyssa because of her social game. And they feel like she's the one coming up with all these schemes. And so she's the head of that group. So they're thinking that she needs to go before Alyssa. Jasmine's talking to the girls. And she just cannot help but being mean-spirited. I told you guys Brittany was having a hard day before yesterday. She was missing her husband. She was missing her family. She was in the having a room by herself crying, trying to get her stuff together. She went downstairs. She talked to Alyssa about it. Well, evidently Alyssa said something to Jasmine in the form of, I felt so bad for Brittany because she's really missing home. And Jasmine ran with it. So Jasmine's telling the girls that Brittany is dependent on her husband for her identity. That she doesn't have an identity of her own. That Jasmine is a strong, independent woman and she doesn't need a man to tell her who she is or who she's supposed to be. And just going all in on Brittany. I mean, if you've been married for 12 years and you've not been away from your husband, not once that entire time, yeah, I can see where you're going into a house for 3 months. You're going to miss your home. You're going to miss your family. You're going to miss your husband. Kyle starts his one-on-ones with Brittany yesterday, and they basically talk about the leftovers, their plans going forward, where they stand. Brittany and Michael are saying that they really want to work with Alyssa and Kyle. Right now, it's a game of cat and mouse. Everybody is telling everybody what they think they want to hear, not what they're actually going to do. because we know that the final four that Michael and Brittany would like to see is Michael, Brittany, Turner, and Taylor. So right now they're just telling them what they want to hear. Kyle talks with Michael, and I can see a change in Michael. You know, I told you last night he got very irritated at Kyle and Joseph because they were talking about what a big risk their undercover job was going to do to their jury votes. And it really ticked Michael off. And he's like, you know, they're in the middle of the house. They can play both sides of the house. Everybody loves them. They're not a target. Nobody's going to even think to put them on the block. And Michael and Brittany are going to be on the block every chance that those people get. So I can see a shift in Michael when he's talking to Kyle. He's not giving him as much information as he was before. Daniel meets with Alyssa. This was the big talk for yesterday. Now, I'm going to start out by saying everything Daniel's saying is 100% truth. I don't like Daniel. I can't stand him. I'll be glad to see him go out the door tonight. However, everything he's telling Alyssa is complete 100% truth. He tells her that he's planning on going home tomorrow and he knows he doesn't have anything to lose and that there's some things that he needs to tell her and not that it's besides the game. He wants to tell her this because she's a friend and he doesn't want to see her get hurt. So he tells her that there's an alliance on the other side of the house and he names every one of the leftovers. Well, he got the alliance pegged. He says that they're using Kyle to get information out of her and that he is there to keep her occupied and to report back up to the people upstairs. He tells her about the Oasis, the All Guys Alliance. He tells her that Kyle's first reaction when they win the veto is, we're not using it, right? And Kyle did say that. He says Monty wanted to send Alyssa home. That was not a lie. And Alyssa asked Daniel, she said, so if you said that you didn't want to use the power of veto, do you think Daniel would have? And he said, no. He said, I think he would have left noms the same and you would have went home. Which is exactly what would have happened. He says, I do believe that he cares for you, but I also believe that all of his actions are calculating to work for their alliance. Alyssa thanks Daniel and says, I hear you and I see you and I can tell that you're telling me the truth. And it comes from the heart. So I thought, this is going to shake up the house a little bit. No, she went right in and talked to Kyle, told him everything Daniel said. And even though Kyle was stumbling over his words, you could blatantly tell that he was lying. She never saw it. She is so puppy love that she can't see the reality that's in front of her face. Taylor talks to the cameras upstairs. She's laying in the HOH room and just kind of venting, isolating herself from everyone again. Talking about how disappointing it is to her that nobody in the house has stood up for her and voted Daniel out before now, after the way he yelled at her and spoke to her and blamed her for stuff that wasn't her fault, and that she knows she's isolating herself, but that she's tired of being fake. She's like, I cannot hang out with those people and act like I like them. I just wish I didn't have to pretend anymore. And I do too. I wish the other side of the house would find out that the alliance is the thing, because what are they going to do? They got 5 people against 7. What are they going to do? When Daniel leaves, it's going to be 4 against 7. So I don't know why they're still trying to hide it. She said that she wanted to be friends with Indy in the beginning, but she has shown who she is, from saying that she wanted to throw hot soup in Taylor's face, to calling her a bitch, and to pulling away the one friend that she's made in the house. Remember, I told you Joseph cannot get 5 minutes alone with Taylor. That Indy is not right there on top of him. The comp tonight. I think it's the wall comp. So I think that Indy, Alyssa, Taylor, and Turner, I think they've all got a good chance of staying up there. Because of size, I don't think that Monty, Terrence, Jasmine, and Brittany are going to do very well at the wall comp. Just because the wall comp is one of those where you have to be a more slender person, but you also have to have tremendous upper body strength. Now, Joseph and Kyle, they're about right there in the middle. I think Joseph probably has a better chance than Kyle does of winning it, only because he does have tremendous upper body strength. So we'll see tonight. Out of those, I would like to see... I don't want to say Taylor yet, although I do want Taylor to win an HOH. I just don't want her to win this one, because she's already said that she won't go after Jasmine. So, I'm hoping that whoever wins this will go after Jasmine this week. The one person that I don't want to see win it would probably be, I don't know, Terrence, Alyssa, even Indy. I don't want to see any of those get HOH. There's not a chance in hell Jasmine's doing it, so that's why she's not on that list. But I'd like to see somebody in the leftovers get it, but somebody that would also go after Jasmine. And oh Lord, speaking of Jasmine, you know, I told you in the last video, I thought she was talking to Indy about how she had a crush on Joseph. Well, last night, she gets Joseph in the living room. She asked Joseph if he had a showmance with Taylor. And he said, or with Indy. And she said no. And Jasmine said, well, you sure flirt a lot. And he's like, oh, that's just our personalities. And she said, well, sometimes I think, even if I weren't married, that none of these guys in this house would be attracted to me. They would be attracted to a Taylor or an Indy or an Alyssa, but they would never be attracted to me. Well, of course, Joseph tells her how attractive she is, and she just lights up. She's like a giddy squirrel girl. I swear, Joseph's going to have to hire Secret Service when he gets out of this house, because all these girls have lost their damn mind. She asked him if he's going to take Daniel's bed. Now remember, Daniel, well, y'all probably don't know this if you're not watching the live feeds, but in the one room, Taylor's bed is up against the wall, then Jasmine, then Daniel, then Brittany. So if Joseph takes Daniel's bed, he's going to be right beside her at night. She said she would protect him from Taylor. Give me a break. She ain't got to worry about it because Joseph ain't going to do nothing in that house anyway. He is game driven 100%. Turner said that Jasmine said if the besties are still in play, that they're going after Monty. But if it ends, she's going after Brittany. Which means, code word, she's going after Michael. Because they've already said that if they get Michael and Brittany on the block, that they would send Michael out while they had the shot. Yeah, they wanted to take the shot at Monty this week. So they're thinking big moves. They're just not executing them very well. Kyle is upset with Indy. He said he's tired of her following him and Alyssa around. Now that Indy thinks that Kyle's joining their group, she's ordering him around, telling him do this, do that. And she came up to him and said, you need to go upstairs and you need to find out where Turner's head is and you need to come back and tell us. So everybody is banking on the fact that the twist may end this week. But they're also making contingency plans in case the besties stay. So Joseph and Taylor have come up with a plan so that they can spend some time together and actually talk game and nobody will mess with them. So they're acting like they're having a fake showmance. Joseph's in the HOH room and Taylor's in there. Joseph comes out, Alyssa and Kyle are upstairs and he goes over and starts talking to them and he's acting like he's talking to Kyle, but he did it for Alyssa's benefit, saying that he was just playing along with the showmance so that he could get information and take it back downstairs to the girls. Well, their plan worked because now, all of a sudden, Indy and Jasmine and Alyssa, they want to talk game with Taylor. They want Taylor to be part of their group. Week 5 and you want her to be part of your group now? Come on. Anyway. So, she's downstairs with the girls and Indy asked Taylor if she had a crush on Joseph. And Taylor said that She does, but she, one of those that takes it slow. She can't just jump right into something. And Indy said, you've had 6 weeks. So now Jasmine and Indy and Alyssa are pushing the showmance between Joseph and Taylor. Alyssa, so that the spotlight gets off of her and Kyle, and the other two because they think they're going to get information out of her. Indy is still pissed off at Monty for putting her on the block. She said, I hope he goes on the block, and I hope he's a have-not this week. And then, right in the middle of their girl talk, Jasmine says, okay, let's get down to business. What are we going to do with the HOH this week? And then she went right back into the girl talk. Jasmine tells Michael that everybody in the house is saying that he's working with Monty. That's the reason he didn't put Monty up. Not me, of course. I wouldn't say that, but the rest of the house thinks that. Now, remember, she's been going around the house all week, ever since Michael didn't do what they wanted, and saying, I want Michael out. I want Michael out. That's her target. That's her target. Well, she tells Michael in the storage room. He's trying to explain to her why he's sending Daniel out instead of Monty. Daniel's had my name in his mouth. He's going around. He's telling the house to vote me out. He's making me a huge target. So that's why he's got to go this week. She tells Michael, if you're HOH, why wouldn't you go after the person who's got your name in their mouth? If they're coming after you, why wouldn't you put them up? Well, Jasmine, you just gave the boy permission to put you on the block. She says that she's worried about Daniel because he's the type of person that's going to put something crazy in his speech. He's going to try to blow up people's games. And she says it in like, I'm here to help you kind of way, but also in a threatening way. Almost like, if you don't do what we say, you're going to be in trouble. And Michael's like, well, I don't have anything to hide, so he can give it his best shot, but he can't do anything to me. Alright. Last night when Joseph went to bed, Indy was on him at 11 o'clock. That you need to go to bed. We've got an HOH tomorrow. It's an important HOH. You need to go to bed. Yeah, I'll be in there later. Well, he didn't go to bed till 5 o'clock this morning. And when he went in to the room, it was dark, and he's on the opposite side of the room. So he's hitting everything in there trying to get to his bed. And he wakes Indy up. And she is pissed today. She will not talk to him. Every time he tries to come around here, she brushes him on. And she said she was in a bad mood because he woke her up twice last night. And that she's taken this seriously, that it's a very important HOH competition. And he's not taking it seriously. And he says, yes, I am. Yes, I am. And she's like, I can't tell it. She's like, I told you I need my sleep. And I mean, she's all over him. I'm in a bad mood and it's all your fault. No, she's not a happy camper today. We'll see how she is on the live show tonight because she was pretty bitchy today. Taylor says to the girls that she'd never put any of them up. Now, she will put them up. She's not going to put Jasmine up. But she'll put the rest of them up. She's just telling them again what they want to hear. So, that's about it for today. I will do another video after I find out who has HOH before I go to bed in the morning, so it should be up bright and early. Tell me what you think in the comments. Are you guys excited about the episode tonight? I know I am. I want to see the wall comp and see who gets the next HOH. So, have a great night. Enjoy the show, and as always, much love.